So first off, I want to make sure that everybody knows how to use the chat box or the question box. If you haven't yet done so, in the top right-hand corner, you should see a right an orange arrow button if you're on like a computer. If you are on some type of a like an iPad or a tablet, you might see an icon where there's a question mark. All you have to do is click on the question mark. It opens up a box you can put in the question. If that box is a little bit too large, you click on it again and it shrinks it down. And if you're on some type of a mobile device, some type of a smartphone or something of that nature, you're going to see a question mark. All you have to do is somewhere on your screen, you click on it, you tap on the question mark, it's going to open up a box, you type into it, and then if you want to get back to your screen, you tap on the question box or to the side of the screen, it goes down. Is that fair enough, everybody? Give me a M or me if that's making sense. If you can see where the chat box is, I really appreciate it. Steve, I'm glad you got your sound, your internet back, everything else. So Rodney is saying where he's at, there's an average of 500 inches of snow a year. Man, I would love to go skiing there. So anyway, with investments, with Forex investments, as well as with any kind of investments, there is risk involved. Does everybody understand that? Never risk more money than you can afford to lose. And we are not CTAs. We are not commodity trading analysts. We teach you how to take control of your own investment so you can make good, intelligent decisions and doing that. But with any type of investing, there's going to be risks involved. You're going to have losses. So you don't bet the farm. You apply something that's called risk management or money management. We do discuss that. For people later on, if you choose to become a part of the MTI team, we do discuss that in more depth. So hopefully everybody understands that. Now, as far as our agenda today, I can go through and I can read off this slide, but here's what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to kind of give you the bottom line, the core essence of this is for you to understand is first off is investing, you know, what I call is active investing, is it for you? And more importantly, I'm going to be talking about the Forex market, the currency market. I'm going to be showing you 2 or 3 strategies that hopefully you can already learn or get an 80% learning on it so you can grasp it. We're going to go to the live markets. I'm going to show you some real live trading. I'm going to show you some real live strategies. But the goal of this is by the end of the presentation, you're going to see, you're going to find out, you're going to feel if trading, currency trading is for you. Now, some people do it part-time, some people do it full-time, that's okay. But we want you to understand, is it for you? And is it something you think you could be profitable doing, okay, on a part-time basis? Is that fair enough for everybody? Tim, France, I've got you on there, got it, good, thank you so much. Now, this is a live presentation. People always ask me this in the chat box, so I'm gonna tell you. Right now, it is Friday, April 28th at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so yes, it's live. If you put something in the question box, as long as it's not too long an answer, I will follow up with you. I will check in. What I'd ask you to do is everybody, please grab a pen and grab a paper or pencil, whatever you've got. You're going to want to take some notes. I'm not going to flood you. It's not going to be like a college class, but I'm going to give you some key sentences, some key phrases, some key things. So I'd like you to grab a pen and paper. Do me a favor, in the chat box, put paper. I want to make sure you still heard me and with me. So you got that. Grab a pen and paper. Just put a P or paper so you know that you heard that. So Jeremy, Tracy, Lynn, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Now, I also want you to write down something else. Today at 2 p.m., today at 2 p.m. Eastern time, we've got a special session. I'm going to be giving some of you listening an opportunity to trade live with Tyson and Joshua. These are 2 of our best traders that we have. They're going to be doing a special session this afternoon, and I'm going to be making it available for up to 20 of you. So write this down in your notes. Today, Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern time. If it's something that you have the opportunity to participate in, you're going to want to. I will come back on this later on, but there is some incredible movements going on in what's called the British pound. Some of you probably know about Brexit. Some of you have heard about the French elections coming up. Even within the United States, we have things going on. We're expecting some really big movements in the British pound. We're going to be talking about that. Some of you are going to have the opportunity to actually trade live this afternoon. So you want to take advantage of that. So keep that down. Now, a little bit about myself. That's my face. My name, again, I'm Steve Koenig. I'm the youngest of 5 kids, and I grew up in a working class family. And the reason I like to share with that one, I did not come from a money of wealth. Neither one of my parents went to college. My dad finished high school. My mom did not finish high school. My mom was a secretary. My dad was a steam fitter. It's like a plumber at a correctional facility, okay? And they did not teach me anything about money or investing. I learned it all on my own, okay? So it doesn't matter the upbringing. It doesn't matter where you're at right now. It only matters where you want to go from here. Okay, so we've got that one. Now I'm married, I'm happily married, I've got a beautiful wife, a wonderful 9-year-old daughter, and I consider myself an entrepreneur. And for me, an entrepreneur is somebody who I feel does not like to work for somebody else, but they really like to work for themselves. They're motivated, they want to do that. Now, put an E in the question box if you would. If you've ever worked for yourself, you'd like to work for yourself, or you consider yourself an entrepreneur. So just put an E in the question box if you would. If you've ever done it, if you like the thought of being your own boss, because that's what we're talking about here with Forex trading, is we teach you how to be your own boss, how to be self-managed. So Steve, thank you very much for that. Dwayne, thank you. Carrie, I've got you. Good. France, hey, Franz, meine Vorfahren kommen aus Deutschland. Ich kann flüssig Deutsch sprechen. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, it was so much fun. Thank you for the audience participation. Keep it coming, keep it coming. Now, I talked about traveling. I've spent 3 years of my life living outside the United States. I have, in the last 7 weeks, I'm getting ahead of myself, but one of the reasons I love about investing is it allows you to pursue your passions. And one of the passions that I have is hanging out and spending time with my family. Unfortunately, I grew up in a family situation that wasn't real good, folks divorced, lots of problems, and I kind of vowed to not do that. So I'm very close with my family, so it's one of my passions. But another one of my passions is traveling. I absolutely love to travel and travel to my family. Do me a favor, put a T or travel in the question box if you like to travel. Because here's something I'd like you to think. Imagine, now this is my goal, I'm not trying to push my goals on you, but I thought, wouldn't it be wonderful if I could have a job, a career, something that produces income, enough income for me and my family to travel around the world that I could do in 1 to 2 hours a day, and then we could travel anywhere we want. Does anybody like that thought? Put a Y or yes if you love that thought. Because ladies and gentlemen, that is one of the reasons that attracted me to investing, to the Forex market. Because let me tell you something, I have goals, I have dreams, and I'm gonna be taking an entire summer, not just 3 or 4 weeks, but my family and I, we're gonna be taking an entire summer and we're gonna go somewhere, like Australia, for example. And the deal I'm gonna make with my wife says, honey, for an hour, you go do something with our daughter, let me just find some trades and I'm gonna walk away. Because we're going to teach you how to do set and forget. So on here, just a little bit catching up. I have served in the military. I've been fascinated with the financial markets for years, but I struggled. Is there any, put an S or struggled. If you've ever struggled, if you've looked at this and you've tried it and you lost money, you knew there's an opportunity, but it just wasn't working. You put an S if you've ever been in that situation, because let me tell you, that's where I was. And I continued on struggle until I got a good education, a good, what I call is financial investment market education, and I got a mentor, I got a tutor, if you would. So Aravia, thank you so much for that. I've got some other people, Catherine, thank you, struggle. So today, I am now semi-retired. I worked from home this morning, true story. I got my family out the door. I took my daughter to school. I came home, I put on some trades, and now I'm talking to you. And this afternoon, I'm gonna be hanging out with my daughter. She's got the school play, and I'm doing that. I am the dad that I always wanted to be. And what I have on the slide is in essence, I really feel I'm probably like a lot of you, just just a little bit earlier, meaning you can get, if this is your goal, if your goal is to be able to work very part-time, to be able to provide for your family, meet your goals, we can provide that for you. You just need a little bit of time, a little bit of proper education, okay? Now, I'd like to do a little survey, and I need everybody on here to please give me a heads up, because I need to know where everybody is at in this, okay? On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 to 10 with your experience level in the Forex market, please put in the question box where your skill level is. Now, a 10 would be you are a Forex professional making $250,000 a year or more, and everything else. A 1 would be you're starting out, you're getting some information. Heck, maybe you didn't even know what Forex was. Maybe you've never actually taken a Forex trade. You might not even have a Forex account open. That would be a 1. So on a scale of 1 to 10, do me a favor in the chat box. So France, beginner, thank you so much. Enrique, I see a 1. I got a less than 0. Kevin, I definitely hear that 0 in Forex, beginner in trading. Good. Then everyone here is in the right place. Literally, I've got probably about 85% of you are in that new category, so you're at the right place at the right time. I want everybody here to understand this is a zero-sum game, a zero-sum game. And what that means is the losers pay the winners. The losers pay the winners. And what that really means, though, the only thing that separates the winners from the losers is the winners have got the proper education and the proper experience. Put a W or winner in the chat box if you would like to be a winner, because let me tell you, there's a fine line that separates you, and once you learn that, you can completely change from being a loser, a net loser, to be a net winner, because that's what we're talking about here. So good, I've got some people who want to be winners. Mindy, Vicky, Marcos, thank you. Arabia, thank you so much for that. Now, let me kind of introduce to you how this all started. Okay, many years ago, over 30 years ago, there's a gentleman by the name of Jared Martinez that like me, wanted to be an active investor. He saw the markets, and he knew there was incredible opportunities. And he started to recognize a pattern. Now, he had to do this old school. He had to do it with paper, a ruler, pencil, protractor, and he started to see something. And because of his analysis, doing it the old-fashioned way, I guess I like to say, he started to have success. And he started to have a lot of success. And then people around him saw that he was doing something right. And they said, Jared, will you do me a favor? Will you teach us what you're doing? And he said, yeah, sure. Okay, now just to let you know, since then, Jared is now, that started out with 5 or 6 people, and those 5 or 6 people told their friends, and then it was 20 people, and then it grew to be 200, and he couldn't do it all by himself, and that's how he formed the company where we're at today, MTI. I'll talk about that in the next slide. But Jared himself, he is an international speaker. He is a Forex expert. He's been doing this for over 30 years. He's made millions of dollars in the market. We call him the chief. We call him the FX chief, okay? And he's written numerous books. He's been seen on numerous programs. But 23 years ago, he created our company, MTI, Market Traders Institute. Put 23 in the question box if you want mine, because how many of you that have ever owned a business have actually owned a business for 23 years or longer? Because that means this company has stood the test of time. It is rock solid. Things are going great. It is phenomenal. And in our industry, we are that's just the best it is. We are just celebrating right now our 23rd anniversary. This month, in the month of April, we're just celebrating our 23rd anniversary. So the reason I share that with you, I've got some special complimentary. This is the last business day of the month, ladies and gentlemen. So because of our 23rd anniversary, I've got some special complimentary items to give some of you. So you definitely want to stick around to the end. Now, on the left-hand side of the slide, you're going to see it says education, software, and mentorship. That's 3. That's 3 huge items. If you want to put in, you're probably tired, put in a 3 in the question box. You need an excellent education on Forex in order to understand it, but you also need the proper tools, and we call that the software. That's what MTI also provides. But most important, you have a good education, you have the tools, but you have a mentor, you have a teacher, you have somebody who continues to work with you, and that's what we want you to do. And friends, just let you know, the presentation, if you've got a friend who you want to watch this, do me a favor, France. Easiest way for do is, if you want mine, put your phone number in the chat box, and we will follow up directly with you to let your friend know how they can also see this presentation. That's the easiest way for me to do it. So anyway, education, software, mentorship, best out there. And MTI has got numerous, we've been in numerous publications, TV programs, we've been written up. We actually also partner with Kevin Harrington. Have any of you ever heard of the Shark Tank? Put a Y or yes if you've ever heard of the Shark Tank. Because Kevin Harrington was the first shark on the Shark Tank. When it first started, he was one of the originals, okay? Now, he is worth over $450 million. He's an entrepreneur, and he's partnering with MTI. And to me, this is a little bit of social proof. If it's good enough for Kevin Harrington, to me, he has a lot more capability to do due diligence. And if it's good enough for him, it was good enough for me. We just had him in our office this last week, part of our 23rd anniversary. We're really happy to have had him in the office. Now, I'm going to make a promise to all of you. Okay, I want you to understand that this is a skill set. Okay, this is something that people learn, and like riding a bike, once you learn it, you can do it over and over and over again. You can make a lot of money, and I mean a lot of money, but it's not day one. It's not overnight. Is that fair? Does everybody understand? This is not get rich quick. This is, I'll say, get rich slow. Okay, this is a skill you set. So as I'm going through the presentation, okay, ask yourself two questions. Okay, can I see myself doing this? Okay, question one. And question two, is this the type of income that I would like to make for me and my family? Okay. And if the answer is yes, you are on your way to financial independence. And to me, financial independence means being able to do what you want, when you want, where you want, with who you want. Okay. And ladies and gentlemen, I wasn't there before. I'm there now. So I can tell you, it is wonderful. It is absolutely amazing. And if there's anybody here listening that wants to get there, we can show you how to do it. Okay. And you can do this part-time. You don't have to give up your life in order to learn this, okay? I'm going to be talking a little bit more about this. Again, I'm going to be getting into the Forex market. Now, for those of you that have a lot of experience in the Forex market, I'm going to ask, give me 5-6 minutes, because the majority of the people here right now are a little bit on the newer side. Now, this presentation, the strategies we're showing you are going to be designed for brand new people as well as accomplished Forex trader. You're all going to learn. But I just want to go into a little bit of basic information first to bring some of the newer people going on with that. So, Franz, thank you. I'll make sure I have somebody follow up with you. Okay, so what exactly is the Forex market? Well, Forex stands for foreign exchange. Forex or foreign exchange. And all it means is that you are exchanging one currency for another currency. For example, I live in the United States and I recently traveled to Europe. I went to Netherlands and Germany where they use the euro as their form of currency. So we exchanged US dollars for euros. Well, that's Forex. And when we got back home, we had some leftover euros and we exchanged those back for US dollars. And that's doing that. Do me a favor, just put a Y or yes if you have ever exchanged currency. If from whatever your currency is, you traveled to another place and you exchanged it for another currency. If you've ever done that, just put a Y or yes in there for having exchanged currencies. Because guess what, ladies and gentlemen, you've done it. You've done Forex trading. So Elsa, Blanca, Diane, Arabia, Joe, Daniel, Kevin, good, I've got you. Yeah, exactly. You've already done it. So all the Forex market or Forex trading means it just trades, it means you trades the fluctuations of the exchange rate between two currencies. Okay, that's it. So it's always what we call as two pairs, US dollar, euro, the euro, Swiss franc, the Swiss franc, the Japanese yen, Australian dollar. Does that make sense? Give me a me, M or me, if that part at least makes sense for you, okay? Now, there are many currencies out there, but there's 8 major currencies that we look at and we follow. You've probably heard of these. The US dollar, the Canadian dollar, the euro, the pound, the Japanese yen, the Swiss franc, the Australian dollar, the New Zealand dollar, or we call it the Kiwi. The reason there are more currencies, but we want to go with large currencies, lots of liquidity, lots of stability. So that's what we're going with on that one. So good, I've got people saying me. Now, there are 4 major reasons that we trade the Forex market. And you could probably come up with more, but I'm going to go through 4 big ones. The first one is liquidity. Means there's always buyers and there's always sellers. As soon as you push the button to enter a trade, boom, you're in it. You do not have to wait. There's plenty of liquidity. Another one is that because of size, liquidity and size are kind of in common. In the Forex market, every day, there is $5.3 trillion traded in the Forex market. There is more volume traded in the Forex market than all the other world markets combined. Okay, that means it's very large. And then there's focus. You know, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if any of you have ever tried looking at stocks or at options or at futures. I've actually looked at them all. And the thing with stocks, there's 5,000 plus stocks and there's so many moving parts, it's hard to get them down. Options, I love options, but you practically need a PhD in mathematics to really understand and grasp it. Whereas with Forex, okay, there's only about 60 currency pairs total that we even look at all. And to really honestly, on any given year, we probably only focus in on 20. And on any given week, we probably only look at 5 to 6. Do me a favor. I want to make sure you're understanding this. In the question box, just put in 5 to 6 or 5 or 6 in the question box to make sure I understand this. So all we do is we focus in on just 5 or 6 of these currency pairs and we get very, very good. We understand how they behave. We understand the major news announcements. So it's very easy going in there. So Charles, Allison, Shirley, Ira, good. I see you're 5 or 6. You're all getting it. Now, I think another real important reason right here is flexibility. Okay, flexibility. With the Forex market, it is open 24 hours a day. It is open from Sunday afternoon to Friday afternoon, Eastern Standard Time. Okay, and that means it works with any schedule. It doesn't matter if you work first shift or second shift. I know a lot of people that work second shift. They get home at midnight, 1 in the morning, which is a great time to get in the Forex market. They put on some trades for 15 minutes, 30 minutes. They go to sleep. Guess what? They wake up the next day and they made a bunch of money. Give me a Y or yes if you like that thought. Okay, there are no day trading restrictions, at least in the United States, and stocks and options. There are no day trading restrictions with the Forex market. You can be in a trade for minutes or hours or days. There's no minimum length. Okay, also you can have any size account. We have many people open up an account with as little as $500 and they ramp up from there. You can actually open up an account, it's called a demo account, with zero money and start trading, meaning you're taking live trades in the live market, but it's a demo account, so you're not risking your money on it, and then you ramp up from there. So that just means it's easy to ramp up. And because of this, because of the size, remember how I said you could be in minutes or days or hours? It can actually provide you with daily income. It can provide you with weekly income or long-term, what we call as wealth building, okay? Does that make sense with everybody so far? In the US, there's tax advantage. Does anybody like the thought of earning above average income and paying below average taxes? Because that's another advantage. And you can also trade it in retirement accounts. So bottom line, the Forex market really offers huge, and I mean absolutely huge potential, okay? So there's just so many advantages. Now, I'm gonna shift gears. You know, I'm going to open up some strategies. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask for everybody. Let's just make sure I did it correctly. Can everybody see my screen right now? Hopefully you're seeing a screen that is showing 6 charts. Give me a Y or yes, or do me this. Put a C for charts. Put a C in the question box if you can see the charts, okay? So I've got Bernard, Marilyn, Amy, Wilfred, good. I see the Arabia, Kevin, good. I see you're seeing this. Now, if you look at these charts, these are just 6 different pairs. We've got the British pound, US dollar, the euro, Japanese yen, the Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, just different ones. But do you see that they have a tendency to go from either bottom left to upper right, or upper left to lower right? You see how they move in waves? They kind of go up and they go down. That's what the market does. That's what the Forex market, they go in patterns, they go in trends. I'm going to go into this, and it is these trends that we are able to take advantage. So Tim, you've got it. Joseph, you got it. Raj, you've got it. Andre, you've got it. Good. You're seeing the charts. So what I want to do is I'm going to go into one of these. Let me just clean up my charts. And right here, let me just kind of share with you. But first off, I want you to see this. Can everybody see how this, you know, it's kind of like a trend down. You can kind of see how every time, I didn't draw this perfectly, but every time it gets close to that trend line, it bounces and it reverses. It bounces and reverses. It hits it and reverses. It hits it and reverses. Hits it, reverses. And then we break the trend, and then it goes up again. Okay, and then we have another trend. Okay, does everybody see this? It is these trends, okay, it is these trend lines that we teach how to take advantage of. Okay, the market has a tendency to repeat itself. Okay, so I'm just going to clean up that a little bit. Now, what our job is, okay, our job is to capture pips. Capture pips. Give me a pip in the question box if you would. Our job is to do pips. And a PIP stands for price interest point. Now, you're never going to be asked this, but if you're ever going out for a beverage at a place and you want an interesting note, just say, hey, do you know what PIP stands for? It stands for price interest point. Now, what that means is that's the lowest unit of measurement within the Forex market. Now, in stocks, we would call it cents, dollars and cents. So it went up 1 cent, 2 cents. In the Forex market, we call it pips. Okay, is everybody with me so far on that one? And then if you look at this chart, you know, you can see that we have, you know, the different charts right here. What I'm going to do is let me do this. Let me just shrink in here. I'm just going to go in a little bit closer. Okay, let me see if I can refresh my charts. Okay, so if you see these, you can hopefully see these different bars. I'm gonna go back here. Let me go back here. Okay, so does everybody see each bar? Each bar, we call this a bar. Let me just highlight it, for example, that right there, that's called 1 bar. And if I click on it, a little box is gonna open up and it's gonna tell me the price, and it's gonna tell me what the price was at the beginning of that period, at the high of that period, the low of the period, and the close. And if you look on the chart, okay, you see right here where it says hour, this is a 1 hour chart. So that means each bar equals 1 hour. Does that part make sense? Okay, good. So right here, and then if we look at these, this is the euro, so that would be the European euro, and the Japanese yen. Now you can also look here up in the upper left-hand box, and it's going to tell you what it is too. Now going back, each one of these bars, again, represents 1 hour. So let me just share with you how to read this. We can open up this box, or there's another way for us to do this too. I'm going to just show you on this box right here. I want you to focus in on that box, okay? And let me just do this thing right here. You see where it's a white box? I'm going to back up. You see these white boxes right here? Boom, right there. You see those white ones? White means it went up in price. And if you see these blue ones, that means it went down in price. So white is up, dark blue is down. Pretty simple. Hopefully you understand that one. And as far as how to read this, I'm going to again go over to this one right here. Another way to read this is if I just click on this right here on the bottom left, it's an up arrow. This is where it opened at the beginning of the arrow, this high, this wick right there. That's the wick high, the wick low, and this is where it closed. On the next box right next to it, it went down, so it opened up here, high, the wick high, wick low, and it closed there. Is that part at least making sense? I'm giving you kind of a quick tutorial on it so far, but it really is pretty simple and everything else. And you know what we do is we look for patterns. Okay, we look for patterns that repeat themselves over and over again, and we learn how to take advantage of them in the market. For example, right here we can kind of see this trend line that it was trending down, and then there was a clear break. Does everybody see that? Give me a TL trend line. Okay, so you see that trend line. So what we do is we teach this. I'll show you a little bit more as we go on. But we look for patterns in the market. We look for this trend line break, and then we're going to enter the market. And let's just say in the morning, you get up, and right here you see this trend line, and you don't want to watch it all day. Well, what we do is we're able to put alerts on here. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to put add alert, and you can have it automatically send you a text or an email saying, hey, it hit or crossed over that trend line. If you wanted to, you could actually have it send you, doing a text for you, or a trade for you automatically, okay? So breaking a trend line is one of the things we do. So that's why I had you put TL. Breaking a trend line is one of the things you want to look at. Now, I've got Angelica asked me about the charting software right here. This charting software, this is called the Ultimate Charting Software. It is a proprietary charting software system designed and created by MTI for our students. Now, I'm going to let everybody be able to use it risk-free for 60 days. I will let you know something. The regular cost on this is $249 per month, okay? But I'm going to let everybody have access to it for risk-free for 60 days. Now, we are not a brokerage firm, okay? We are not the firm where you would invest your money to open up your brokerage account, but your brokerage account will link up with this software. If you want to, you could actually set trades automatically right here where it says buy. You could do a box. You can say, I want to buy this at this price with this stop, with this target, okay? So it is a very, very powerful software system, but we do not make money when you trade. Our job is to teach you and to educate you how to do it. On the left-hand side right here, there's all kinds of tools. On the top right here, you should see all kinds of tools. And does everybody see this button right here? It's called Workspaces. Do me a favor, put WS in the question box, if you would. I want to make sure you see it. We have something that's called Expert Workspaces. Throughout the presentation, I'm going to be showing you some things, but we have the best traders in the world, and every day we do live trading webinars where they show you their workspaces, they show you their trades, they're showing you their setups, they're showing you what they're doing. So Rabia, Raj, Franz, thank you so much. Imagine if you could, does anybody like the thought that if an expert trader is marking up their charts and showing you exactly the trades that they're taking, if you could do that too, would that be a good thing? Okay, if that would be a good thing. So a question came in, are we selling the charting software? No, we're not, okay? We wanna let you know that it is a tool that we make available to students. You do not have to have the charting software. We teach you how to trade. If you wanna keep the charting software, you're more than welcome to. It's just a tool, but you do not have to have it at all to trade. So very good question. Now, on the Expert Workspaces, a little bit earlier today, for example, I was listening to somebody by the name of Tyson Clayton, okay? And what Tyson does, he's an incredible trader. I can actually go on, he will load his charts on here, he'll put it on there. I can click on it and I can open it up. So the very trades that Tyson had looked at and he found earlier today, I am now able to open up. Now, when you look at the charts, you might not understand this right now, but we teach you how to do this. But what's nice about it is I'm going to just expand one of them. He's telling me right here exactly what to do. You see, he's telling me where to get in. He's telling me where to put the target. He's telling me where to put the stop. So as a brand new trader, we're going to teach you how to do this. But is there anybody that loves the thought of being able to trade in tandem with 20-year veterans that are making a ton of money? That's one of the things that I really like about the workspaces. And we have workspaces for different types of trades. So I just wanted to show that to you and let you know that there's a lot of capabilities on the Ultimate Charting software. Just want to let you know there's a lot of things that you can do right off. Is that fair enough? Is that making sense? Now, let me just show you an example. This is something that I had found a little bit earlier. And I'm just going to try to clean this up. I thought I had this, but so I'm going to clean this up. So does everybody remember when the French election had hit and they had all kinds of neat things going on? Well, right before then, we were expecting, this was a move that we actually were looking at, okay? We saw this. This is one of the trades that we had put on and recommended for our students. So we basically said, this is right before the French election. We saw this. This is what's called a trend line break, okay? And as we saw this, we said, once the trend line breaks, okay, we're gonna look for an opportunity to get in. Boom, we got that, okay? So let me just kind of show you. So what we do is we use some tools. There's also something called Japanese candlesticks. We're gonna use something in here, and I'm going to go into this a little bit more when I share with you. But we use the tools. We let the automation show. So this green arrow box right here gave us an indication to enter. So we would actually enter right there. And I'm just going to show you the capability of what we can do. I just want to show you the opportunities we had. So down here, let me draw that box again. This was a trade that we had actually seen coming. It literally, there was a sign language of the market, and we got in here. But I want to show you an example. Now, they're not all this big. I want to be clear. They're not all this big. But when these announcements come, we know they're coming, and we teach our students, and we get y'all prepped up. But we got in down there. We probably would have got out right there. Now, in the top left-hand screen, does everybody see where I'm pointing the top left-hand screen? It says range in pips, 247. Do me a favor, put 247 in the question box if you would, if you see where it says the 247, okay? Because I want to share with you what that means. I'm going to draw a different line just so you can see where I was talking about. I'm going to draw it so we went from here to right there, okay? So what this is this was 247. There's another reason I have you write 247 so I don't forget. So that was 257 pips. And what we say was that in 9 hours, I think it was, in 9 hours, okay? What exactly does that mean, okay? Let me share with you what this is. Now, I want you to write this down. There are 3 different types of lot sizes that we go into this, okay? This will make sense in a moment, but I want you first off to write micro lot. You know, like when you buy shares of stock, you can do 1 share, you could do 10 shares, you could do 100 shares, you could do all kinds of things. So in the Forex market, the lowest lot size it can buy is called a micro lot, okay? And you can invest, you can control a micro lot with just a $20 investment, okay? Is that making sense? So you do not need a lot of money. And what this means is for every pip of movement, it is worth 10 cents. Now, it's not a huge amount, but that's okay. This is a great way to get started. You guys with me so far? If it's only 10 cents. Now, on our trade right here, we did 247 pips. So that means you generated $24.70 of profit in 9 hours. Okay, is everybody following with me in that so far? Does that part make sense? So to give you an idea, you can start trading in the Forex market with a very, very small a lot size, start to get the hang of it and still generate income. Now, if you did this type of trade once a day, that'd be about $125 a week. That'd be about $500 a month. Not bad for somebody starting out, okay? But then what happens is people get a little bit more comfortable, okay? They've gone through the training, they have the tutelage, they see the, not only are they hearing it from us, but they're starting to understand it. So then they go into what's called a mini lot. So I'd like you to write down in your notes, mini lot. And you can, a mini lot, you can do a mini lot with just a $200 investment. okay? And with the $200 investment, you control a mini lot, and there, each pip is worth $1. So doing the same exact trade, okay, you still made the same 247. Give me a Y or yes if you understand. It doesn't matter if you trade 1 share stock or 10 shares. If you made 47 cents, you made 47 cents. So here, if you traded a micro lot or mini lot, you still made 247 pips. Give me a Y or yes if that part's at least making sense. So you made the same 247 pips, but now you made $247 of profit in that same 9 hours, okay? Is that making sense for you guys a little bit? So let me give you an example how this works. Joseph, thank you so much for this. So here's how it works. What you do is you have your brokerage account with whatever brokerage firm you do, okay? What they do is, let's say you make this trade. They would hold on to $200. I'm gonna use the term collateral. They're just gonna hold on to it. It's not an expense. They're gonna hold on to it. You put $200 to hold this trade, and you trade 1 mini lot. You get in this trade, you made your 247 pips, and you got out. What happens is they give you your original $200 investment back. That was just to hold it. You get that back, and on top of that, you made $247, okay? Now, I'm just gonna do some quick math, but if you take $247 divided by a $200 investment, I think that's about 120% rate on investment, okay? Can you see why people now are attracted to the Forex market? Is that you can do so much with a small size account. But ladies and gentlemen, that's just a mini lot. There's also something out there that is called a standard lot. And honestly, that's where a lot of people get to, okay? That's where a lot of people want to move to. Now there, one standard lot is a $2,000 investment, okay? But there now, for every single pip that you make $10. Are you guys tracking? Does this make sense with you so far? So you did the exact same trade. You did absolutely nothing different. Same analysis. You're doing exactly the same thing. You still made the 247 pips, but now you made $2,470 of profit in 9 hours. Okay. Can you see now why people are attracted to the Forex market? Give me a Y or a yes if you would, doing that one. Yeah, France put in, I know worse salaries. Yeah, imagine now, ladies and gentlemen, this is one example. I want to be clear, okay? You don't do this on every single trade, but I want to give you an example of why people do this, and you can actually open up what's called a demo account to begin with. That, let's just say, see, can I start off with nothing? Yeah, you can. You can still do the same exact trade, but you can get into this, okay? So Enoch, thank you. Sam, thank you. Andre, thank you. This is the power, ladies and gentlemen, of why people are absolutely attracted to the Forex market, okay? So I just want to go through, I've already gone through the leverage. I have a slide for this, but I did it right on there, and I think that probably makes a lot of sense for you the way I did it there. So this is just saying we have micro lots, mini lots, standard lots, and a lot of times people want to get to the standard, but where you're at and what your goals are, okay? I want to know where your goals are. So what I want you to do is I want you to write down on your paper how much money you need to make on average every month, say from Forex, say you did this, how much money you would need to make every month from the Forex market in order to accomplish your financial goals. What I'd like you to write that down on your paper. If you want to put it in the question box, definitely feel free to do so. But again, every person has a different number, but in order to hit your financial goals, your monthly financial goals, and to me that means not just to live, but to survive, but that means to live, to do the things that you want to do for you and your family. How much money are you looking to make every single month on average? So Ante, thank you. I see 5,000. I've got 2,000. I'm seeing $3,712.15. Somebody obviously has a monthly budget to do that. Some people said, hey, I'm living on a retirement account. Anything to augment that would be great. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about here. This is a skill set. Ladies and gentlemen, do you understand that once you learn how to do this, you just do it over and over again? It's like riding that bike, okay? It's like riding that bike. You do it over and over and over again, okay? Does that part make sense? Because that's what we're talking about here. Now, I want everyone listening to me, everyone, I want you to answer this question. If I can show you a couple of basic strategies where you can consistently make anywhere from $2,000 to $8,000 per month. So I'm going to say an extra $25,000 to $100,000 a year. If I can show you a couple of basic strategies where you can make an extra $25,000 to $100,000 a year in your free time and not quitting your job, would you be willing to set aside 30 to 45 minutes a day to master this? Okay? And please, everyone, and if you're not, put no, I want the truth, but yes or no, would you be willing to dedicate 30 to 45 minutes a day to learn how to make an extra $2,000 to $8,000 a month part-time, not quitting your job? So Stanley, thank you. Yes. Dwayne, Carrie, Tom, Angelica, Arabia, Enrique, good. Randall, good. Thank you. I've got it. Because that's what we're talking about here. Okay. That is exactly what we're talking about as far as the opportunities here with the Forex market. And yes, you can, somebody said, can I really do this? Yes, Joseph, thank you. Yes, okay. And France has asked based on what kind of account. France, that's a very good question. I'm getting ahead of myself, but we have a gentleman by the name of Josh Martinez, okay? And Josh started with a $500 account and he turned it into over $30,000. So you can start with a very, very small account, gradually build up. But remember, as you build up the account, you can ramp up to larger and larger share sizes. So you can start off really small. Now, I've got some people saying, hey, this sounds great. How do I get started? How do I get more information? This is great. Now, for those of you who are truly serious about wanting to do this, about hitting these financial goals, about taking your Forex training and trading to the next level, okay? And you'd like to talk to someone about that, what it means and what it takes and how to accomplish that, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to type in your telephone number in the question box, okay? Because some of you are already getting it. And what we do, we don't do this in mass. We teach each person as an individual, and we want to have an individual conversation. We want to find out what your goals are, what your needs are, maybe any limitations that you might have to even see if it's realistic. So if any of you already like the thought of this and you like the thought of it, do me a favor, type in your phone number in the chat box. But what I'd like you to do, along with typing in your phone number, I'd like you to type in next to your phone number what exactly it is you're looking for. You know, are you looking for maybe some more information on the education? Okay, are you looking for information? Hey, I like the software, didn't quite understand it, looked good. I'd like to get it or see it, or how can I get it risk-free for 60 days? Or, hey, the mentorship program. Steve, I want somebody to mentor me, do that. Or, you know, Steve, I want to learn how to do this. Okay, do me a favor, along with your phone number, just put in a little bit of what you're looking at. Okay, now you can type in your number now or at any time. And if you have any questions, if it's a simple question, I'm trying to answer it here in the chat box at the same time. But if it's a little bit more complex, I can't answer everybody during the presentation. If you have a more a longer question, if you want me to answer it, I can. Give me your phone number and I can follow up with you on that as well too. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my to the market. So Abel, I've got your phone number. Enoch, I've got your phone number. Laverne, thank you. Donnie, yep, good. I've got it. Good. So starting to see it coming. I think I just lost my charts. Okay. Hopefully you still see my charts. I apologize. Let me go back to my PowerPoint. Not quite sure what happened. Okay. So hopefully you've got an idea of what's going on. Okay. So I want to go back to my markets. I see what I did. Does everybody see the charts that we were at before? Okay. So what I want to do is I'm going to go back here and I want to show you some real trades. Okay, I'm going to show you a couple of basic strategies where you can start to do this, where you can start to make money. Okay, now first off, write in your notes, there are three things that you always have to figure out. Okay, the first thing is you want to know is the direction of the market. Okay, 2 is where to get in, and 3 is where to get out. Does that make sense? Where to get out. Okay, if you know these three things, you can figure it out. Now, I kind of gave you a little bit of the first part, is we use the trend lines. Just doing a really quick trend line. Does everybody see that? So on this example right here, the market is generally trending up. So this generally tells us the direction of the market. So we let to do that one. And I'm going to get ahead of myself, but as long as I have you write notes, I want you to write this one down. I want you to write set. Okay, and that's for stop, entry, target. Okay, is everybody with me? You will never, ever, ever get into a trade unless you know all three of these. You want to know where your entry is. You want to know where your protective stop that stops you out in case it goes against you, and your target. So that is also something else that we're going to show you how to do it. Now, does everybody kind of see how the market, along with the trends, you know, it kind of goes in these waves, if you would. It goes up and then it takes a break, you know, and then it goes up here and it takes a break, and that goes up again. Does everybody kind of see how it moves in these wave patterns? What I want to do is I'm going to show you something, and I'm going to lower this screen down, and I'm going to try to do it up here, okay? And I'm going to try to do it here, and let's see if I can do this correctly. I normally work with the charts, so let's see if I can figure out how to do this here. Okay, it's not working. Okay, I'm going to just reset. Let me just reset my charts. Okay, so now I'm just going to, again, I'm going to go up here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a trend line. Just trying to do it a certain color. Okay. Oh, I see. I got them. Okay. Now, when you look at the markets, you're going to see that the market has tendency to make higher highs and higher lows, and then it goes up, and again, it makes higher highs and higher lows, and it goes up and make higher highs and higher lows, and I probably ran out of room on here, higher highs, and then on the way down, again, it comes and it does the same thing again. Let me just go on. And then it comes down and makes lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs, lower lows, lower highs and lower lows. Does this make sense? Does everybody understand? This is kind of called a wave pattern. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and the lower lows and everything else. And I want you to write down in your notes, do me a favor and write Fibonacci, okay? Do me a favor, and in the chat box, if you would, put fib. Want to make sure that it's making sense. Just put fib in the chat box. What Fibonacci is, there is called the golden ratio of how the numbers work in nature, okay? Numbers go up, they take a break, they go up, they go down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to like Google, okay? If I could, I'm going to go to Google, and I'm just going to put in Fibonacci, okay? And Fibonacci, he himself, he was a 12th, 13th century mathematician, and he discovered a pattern in nature where it repeats itself over and over again, okay? And I could educate you very quickly on what that golden ratio is. Just for the sake of time, I'm not. But there's a number sequence that repeats itself over and over again. And it's in everything in our lives. On nature, if you want to know the number of rows in a pine cone and how many columns there are, you can do it. If you want to look at the human body, if you can tell the measurement to somebody's from their feet to their belly button, we can tell you how tall they are. Everything repeats itself over and over again. And this is called the golden ratio, okay? And what happened is Jared, our founder, he saw that the markets work the same way, and that the market has a tendency to repeat itself over and over again. So let me kind of share with you how this has. So we've got right down here, does everybody see right here? We're just going to say that is the beginning. That's the beginning of this new trend line. That's the low, and this is the higher high. Does everybody see that so far? And then it comes down, it takes a little break, goes down here, okay? And then it extends back up and goes up to this point. Everybody see this? So we got higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Okay, everybody with that so far? So what happens is we are actually to label this. We call this A, B, C, D. And this pattern just repeats itself over and over again, okay? And with this AB, so we see this AB range, as long as the C comes down back, it's anywhere in that AB range, we're able to take a trade. And up here, there's a tool. Does everybody see? I'm on a tool right here that says MTI Fibble. That's short for Fibonacci retracement. All I'm going to do is I'm going to click on it. And at the beginning of this trend, where this A is, I'm going to go on it, and I'm going to highlight it until I hit the B right there. Does everybody see how I did that? All I did is I let the tools, I let the automation do it automatically. okay? And I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. I'm gonna try to make it easier for everybody to see. I wanna make it nice and big so everybody can see this one. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go slow at first to show you this strategy, okay? I'm gonna show you the strategy. I'm gonna go a little bit more depth. But then as I go through it, I'm gonna show you example after example after example. But on those examples, I'm gonna be going a little bit quicker, a little bit quicker, a little bit quicker. Is that fair? I'm gonna take my time right here. I'm gonna show you how it works, and then I'm gonna show you in real life trading. So anyway, first off, we have these ranges, okay? We have this range right here, and if the C, where the C is, if it comes back and it retraces anywhere into this area right here, we call this the red zone, okay? And if you see these red lines over here, that's the red. Do me a favor, just put R or red in the question box if you see where we have the red lines and the red zones, okay? That is called the red zone. If, though, it retraces down into this area that I'm drawing right here, this right here, this is called the blue zone, okay? And I'll explain why in a moment, okay? And then this last one, good, Arabia, France, thank you. I really appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, when you participate in the chat box, it helps me know that you're either understanding something or not, so I really appreciate you doing that one. And then this final one right here, this is called the green zone. Now, I have people asking, why is it green, why is it red, what is it blue? A system was made and we follow it. So the colors themselves aren't important, but we have a red zone, blue zone, and green zone. We labeled it, we want to be consistent. Now, the way that this works, does everybody see right here? In this example, it stopped. It stopped somewhere in this box and bounced up. You see these red lines right here? Okay. If it comes back, stops, and reverses anywhere in this red zone, then this line right here, I'm going to go down just a little bit, okay? Then this line, this is called our extension, okay? It goes up, it extends. We expect it, we are predicting it will get to this red line or higher, okay? So that is where we predict it will go. Okay, that's where to get in, where to get out. Now, if instead though, let's say it reverses, let's say it comes all the way down and it stops and it reverses somewhere into this blue zone, okay? Well, you see the blue zone on there. Does everybody see this blue line? Give me a blue if you see the blue line. Well, if it stops and reverses in the blue zone, we expect it to come back up to the blue line. And then alternately, if in fact it goes down to this green zone and reverses, then we expect it to go up to this green line above. Hopefully everybody sees that, okay? So let me just kind of type this out. So good, blue, Kevin, thank you so much. So if it reverses, if the C reverses in the red zone, we expect it to go to the red line above. And if in fact it goes down to the blue zone, we expect it to go to the blue line above. And if it goes into the green zone, we expect it to retrace to the green line above, okay? Does that make sense? Do me a favor, on a scale of 1 to 10, okay, 1 to 10, 10 being, yep, I understand this concept. 1 being, I don't know what you're talking about. Does everybody understand if the C, if where it retraces, okay, if it retraces, if it goes and reverses anywhere in this red zone, we expect to go to this red line. So that would be red. Red to red, blue to blue, green to green. Give me a 1 to 10 in there. So good. We've got Ika, you're asking about extension lines. Very good question. For simplicity, I'm not going into specific lines. We're just calling it the zone. So if it retraces anywhere in that red zone, we can do it. So those of you, I see France, an 8, a 9, and 9. Good. Right now, you already understand 90% more about Fibonacci than everyone else on the face of the planet. It really works this easy. So basically what happens then is the next stage, okay? What happens is, let's just say, I'm just gonna show you right now. Let's just say we're right here, okay? What happens is we wait for the C to hit, okay? And we know that the C hits because we do what's called a trend line right there, and it breaks that trend line. I'm not trying to make this, ladies and gentlemen, this is about as complicated as it gets, okay? Once it hits that, once it breaks that trend line, we now look for an entry. And I'm going to share with you, we let the automation, we let the tools here go for the automation. I'll show you in the real life charts. I can't show you here, but we have Japanese candlestick patterns, okay? Right here, you're going to see like a bullish engulfing or bullish shooting star. When one of those are hit, let's just say that one of those occurred in the charts right there, boom, we would get in the trade and we would get out our expectation is that it would get up to that line and we would get out right there. Now I'll show you a real life example in that. Yes, so Jim, you're asking, will I show the Fibonacci in real life charts? Absolutely, I will definitely do that. I will definitely do that. Now, let's just say where this little arrow, okay, this is, my charts are gonna get messy, okay? This is our entry, okay? And our entry is based on Japanese candlestick formation, okay? And you're gonna say, well, I don't know that. Well, that's okay, because we're gonna teach you this, okay? I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, but what we do is we're gonna teach you all about that. For people that are students of MTI, we have a program. It's called our Foundations course. We give you the basic information of this, and we have lesson plans. Now, this is available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We teach you what is the Forex market. We talk about support and resistance. This is the basics of getting into Lesson 3 is very, very important, okay? Fibonacci numbers, the Fibonacci sequence, how the ABCs form. Kevin, thank you very much. He said, best explanation of Fibonacci I've heard. And Kevin, I had 3 minutes to do it. When you go through the course, we're going to spend all the time in the world that you need on it. So we're going to talk about how to do it. You've been hearing me use terms called retracements and extensions. Ladies and gentlemen, so far I've given you a 5-hour education in about 5 minutes. So trust me, you go through this, you're going to get it. Equity management, another name for that is called risk management. Now, Japanese candlesticks. I'm going to talk about this. You do not have to memorize them. If any of you, I've studied Japanese candlesticks in the past, I'm going to tell you I hated it because I can't memorize squat. But with the tools, with the automation, you don't have to memorize anything. You just have to understand the basics. It's like, you know, if you know how to use a calculator, it doesn't mean you have to know that 9,753 square root of is blank. You don't. You let the tools do it. So we teach it. So you just learn the basic, the foundations, and we do this. Trading fundamental announcements. That's when the French election came up, big announcement. Reversals, that's also something very, very big we look at. So anyway, going back here, we're gonna let the Japanese candlestick pattern tell us for our entry. Now, we're not done yet, okay? The first thing we're gonna do is we know where our target is, okay? Again, my charts, I'm just showing you, I wanna do this my style. I'm gonna put a line right here, and I'm gonna make that green because that is our target, okay? This is where we want it to go, okay? This is our target. I'm gonna put it about right there. Now, I'm gonna delete one of these. Okay, this is our target, and I'm gonna put it right here just to show, to illustrate. And once it hits here to the right, boom, we get out of the trade. That's our target, okay? So I'm gonna even put in target. So remember I said stop, entry, target, stop, entry, target. You never get into a trade unless you know all three, okay? So we have the target, and the Fibonacci is gonna tell us that one. Now, what about a stop, okay? There are 2 different ways to set the stop, and that depends on if you're an aggressive investor or if you're conservative. Do me a favor, in the chat box, put in an A if you consider yourself an aggressive investor, and a C if you consider yourself a conservative investor. So an A if you're an aggressive investor, a C if you're conservative. Does everybody see this red line that I'm going up and down right here? If you see this reversal, if you're aggressive, you would actually put the stop 5 to 10 pips below this line right here, okay? And if you're conservative, you would put it 5 to 10 below the A, because we have a saying, as long as the A is not taken out, the market has no choice but to go your way. So we can help you adjust it. So if I forget to talk about stops before, we always set this. So again, we have our entry, we have our stop, and we have our target, boom. We now put it in the trade. And if you don't know how, I'm getting way ahead, but we're gonna teach you how to do this. We use the charts, we do it. So now we get in the trade, and let's just say we were right here, you know, say we were right there, we saw it, we get in the trade, we put it on, and then we're waiting, you know, the candlesticks are going up, boom, right there, it hits our target. Ladies and gentlemen, we get out of the trade, okay? We get out of the trade. And as soon as we get out of the trade, I want you to understand something. All these other lines that we have here, they no longer matter, okay? They no longer matter, because once we're out of that trade, everything else is gone, okay? And now, let me shrink this down. I already said my charts are gonna be a little bit messy. I like to show people, okay? I like to show you how this all works, okay? But we got out of this trade at this green line right here, okay? So what happens next? Well, we do it again. It's called wash and repeat, or wash, rinse, and repeat. So now our old C becomes our new A, our old D becomes our new B. Does that part make sense at least? So we just replace it. And now guess what we're going to do? We're going to do it again. Okay, I'm going to move this over just a little bit here. Okay, so we saw that it started to retrace. I'm going to put the Fibonacci on again. I'm going to put it on the new AB, and now it's right there. So we have our new AB line, okay? And let me shrink this down just a little bit. And now again, we expect it's going to go here. Our target is right here. We would again set our stop, 5 to 10 pips, depending if you're conservative or aggressive. And then again, we get in the trade. Once the C is set, we know the trade, we get in, and we let it hit again. And we go and repeat. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is where I'm going to go a little bit quicker. Okay, I want to go a little bit quicker just to show you what happens. I gave you basically a 10-hour education, in a sense, in about 10 minutes. Okay, so if you're not 100% sure on what I did and everything, that's okay. But guess what? We hit the trade, we got out, we made a profit right there. We do it again on the next extension. We do it again. Okay, now, does it work in every trade? Absolutely not. When the trend ends, we got here. We got to our last trade. Guess what? It didn't work. That's okay. We got stopped out. So we had 1, 2, 3 trades in a row. We made money. The fourth trade, we lost money. But our stop, I forgot to tell you, when we do this, we do what's called a reward to risk ratio. Okay, where our reward is 2 times higher or more than the risk. Does that make sense? So it's a 2 to 1 or higher reward to risk ratio. Okay, so we would only enter trades that fit that. So if we had 3 trades where we made $200, so that's 3 times 2, that's $600. We have 1 trade, we lost $100. We actually made $500 in the trade. And then we've had people say, well, what about on the way down? Well, on the way down, you do the same thing all over again. Okay, so on the way down, we can do the same Fibonacci. There, we won in that trade. There, we made money in that trade. There, we won money in that trade. Now, ladies and gentlemen, on a scale of 1 to 100, 100 being I understood absolutely everything you've talked about. 1 being I understood nothing. On a scale of 1 to 100, in the question box, do me a favor, just give me a score of 1 to 100 of basic understanding. I know you don't have everything, but just give me a score of what's going on there right now, just so I can have an understanding. Because ladies and gentlemen, I've given you about a 10-hour lesson in about 10, 15 minutes. And while you're doing that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the real markets, okay? What I'm going to do, I've got 99%, 51%, 80%, good. What I'm going to do, I'm going to just completely clean up my charts, and I'm going to start all over, okay? Because I had somebody say, what about the live markets, okay? And I'm going to be running out of time because I always do. I know that, but I want to do it. So anyway, what we're going to do is we go back and we look for the beginning of that trend, okay? We look for the beginning of that trend, okay? And I think we've got it right here. So I want to show you something, okay? I can do this manually. If you want me to, I can do this manually, okay? And I'm going to do 2 manual, and then I'm going to use technology. Is that fair? I'm going to do this manually, and then I'm going to work smarter. So in the real life markets, we have our new low, we have our high, and that would be the Fibonacci, okay? I know it doesn't look like much, but that would be it in the live charts. And let's see, did it work? Yes, it did. It came down to here. Here's our C, and you look at right here, boom, we got out right there, okay? So now we put on our next Fibonacci. Now, the high has to be above here, so I put on the new Fibonacci, and I go to right there. See, let me just go 1 more bar, make sure it comes down. Yep, good. And now let's see, do we have it come down? Yep, so we saw for sure it came down into our red box, and now we wait. Okay, boom, right there, it hit it again. Ladies and gentlemen, do you see what I'm saying right there? So there's another trade right there. We're letting time and the tools use it. Does everybody see that? Now, what if there were a way where you don't even have to do any of this? You can do it all automatically. Again, once again, I'm going to clean up the screens. I'm going to remove everything I have on here. But does everybody see right here where this was the beginning? Again, and if you don't, we'll share with you how. That's the beginning of this new trend. So in that one right there, I'm going to use a different one. Does everybody see this tool? It's called Smart Fibonacci. Just put smart, put S in the question marks. If you can see where I have this box open up, it's called smart Fibonacci. All I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this, and right down here in the beginning of this trend, all I'm going to do is I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to go, good, Arabian think, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, click, okay? And automatically it puts on my the Fibonacci for me. Now I'm going to expand this out just to show you. Remember I told you to begin with that I would start off slow, okay? So we let the Fibonacci tools work with us and do it all automatically, okay? So let me go to a clean, I'm going to go to a clean screen. Oh, sorry. Let me go to a clean screen, and we've got this. I'm going to try to bring you up to the live market. So I'm going to put in the smart Fibonacci, and I put it on there, and it brings us up to date. Now, normally what you would do is you would start at the very beginning, okay? When you start to have this new uptrend, you would be right here, okay? And you would let the tool use you. Got in the trade, it went down there, boom, we made our profit. We get a roll that. Now we're in a sixth trade in a row that worked. And now we're here, we're in a seventh trade. That one worked. And right now we have an eighth trade. We have 8 trades in a row. Does everybody see this? We did not, on all these trades, it got stopped out. And I want to kind of illustrate, I haven't even talked to you about the ranges, the potential that we're making here. So let me just kind of share with you. So we got in there, we got out there. So does everybody see in the top left? That's 140 pips, okay? I'm going to just write this down on my paper first off. So that first trade, we would have made 140 pips. On the second trade, we would have gotten in down here, gotten out there. On the second trade, it would be 169 pips, okay? On this third trade, 1, 2, 3, yep, it clearly came down here. Everybody should see down here, we're clearly into the C range, okay? And now we're going from here, let me do the range button, up to here. And ladies and gentlemen, let's just say all you did is you got these first 3 trades. That's 233. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I showed you 8 trades in a row. 8 trades in a row that all worked exactly how we said it was going to. Okay, so you had 169 pips and you had 233 pips. Okay, that's just the first 3 pips alone. Let me just add that up. So that is 140 plus 169 plus 233. Okay, that right there is 542. See if I can remember that, 542. So ladies and gentlemen, that right there in just the first 3 trades is 542 pips of profit. Okay, and on a standard lot, that would be $5,420, okay, in that. And in this particular time span, that would have been in under 10 days. Can you see, ladies and gentlemen, can you understand why people are starting to get excited about this? I just showed you the first 3 trades, but guess what? Here's a 4th trade that worked out. Here's a 5th trade that worked out. Here's a 6th trade that worked out. Here's a 7th trade. Here's an 8th trade. Let me just kind of resize this. Ladies and gentlemen, this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 trades in a row, and we're still sitting in the 9th trade. Now, out of, let's say 8 trades. Let's say you took half of them. On this example, I didn't even share with you the biggest one. Let's just give me one. Let's give you one more trade, okay? Let's just say that you did, one more trade here. Well, now you made, ladies and gentlemen, look at the top left. That one trade made 485 pips, okay? That one trade made 485 pips. So if we just add that to our other collection, we're talking about now about 1,000 pips, and this would have been in this example, this would have been about 25 days, okay? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't give you anything. Will there be losses? Yes, there will be losses, but those losses are small. Remember, we generally look for 2, 2.5 to 1 reward to risk ratio. This is just one chart, okay? Let me show you another chart right here, okay? Now, people said, can you make money on the way down? Well, yeah, let me see what happens, okay? You can make money on the way down as well, okay? We can use our Fibonacci, and this is an example on this sequence down, Okay, so we had 1 trade, 2 trades, 3 trades, 4 trades, 5 trades, 6 trades in a row. Guess what happened in the 7th? 7th trade, we got stopped out. It reversed direction. So we had 6 trades in a row. Let's just say you averaged 150 pips. That's 750 pips or some number. And guess what? Let me just bring you up to the live market. Okay, and again, we use the smart Fibonacci tool. See if I can hit the right one. And then again, ladies and gentlemen, so we had 6 trades in a row, lost in 1. Now we reverse direction, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row. We're sitting on the 6th trade. Ladies and gentlemen, I can do this all day long. I can switch to a different pair if you want me to. This one right here, I looked at this earlier. This is the British pound US dollar. Again, I'll use a smart tool right here, and this will bring us up to the markets. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 trades in a row that worked. 5th trade, we got stopped out. Okay, we got stopped out. Euro US dollar, you know, I've got, boy, Jimmy, I'd love to show you. I'm running out of time here. I want to be conscientious of everybody's time, so I can't show every single pair, but I just want you to understand this stuff works. This stuff works in any time frame and everything else. Now, ladies and gentlemen, on one pair in 10 days, I showed you 1,000 pips. Okay, I didn't even show you what happens. What I did is I actually went through and I marked up all 6 pairs. Okay, 6 major pairs. Okay, and on here, Jimmy, I do have in the bottom left, that's the British pound US dollar. And I marked up all 6 pairs, and let me tell you, in all of them, over about a 30-day time frame, they all made over 600 pips. So if we take 6 trades times 600 pips, that's 3,600. That's 3,600 pips in the month. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you, with our help, with our tutelage, with our support, is there anyone here that feels if we helped you, guide you, train you, mentored you, that you could make not 200 pips a day, not 100 pips a day, not even 50 pips a day? Is there anyone here that feels that with our help and guidance and continual support that you could generate just 20 pips a day? Is there anybody here that feels that? Do me a favor, put in a me or a M in the question box if you think with our help and support we could teach you how to generate just 20 pips a day. So so Tracy, gotcha. Lynn, Kristen, Mac, Kenneth, Brandon, Edward, Flora, Gretch, good, you're getting it, okay? You can make a lot of money. So if you did 20 pips a day times 20 days, give you the weekend of Arabia, France, good. You do 20 pips a day times 20 days in a month, take weekends off, that's 400 pips. If you traded 1 mini lot, that's $1 a pip. That would generate for you an extra $400 a month. Now that's just 1 mini lot, just 20 pips a day. Now is $400 a month a life changer? You know, probably not a life changer. Maybe gives you a nicer car, puts some more money in the retirement account. But ladies and gentlemen, if you can trade a mini lot, you do the same exact thing. You get more comfortable. You get more confidence. Okay. Now instead of trading a mini lot, you're trading a standard lot. Do you remember how much you make per pip in a standard lot? It's $10. So $10 times the 400 pips a month. Now you're making an extra $4,000 a month. Is $4,000 a month a life changer? You know, for most of us, for me included, if I made an extra $4,000, extra $50,000 a year, that's a life changer. But guess what? If you can trade one standard lot, you're getting more comfortable. You're building up your account size. You're probably going to continue to ramp up. And now instead of trading one standard lot, say you're trading 2 standard lots. Now you're making $20 a pip. And ladies and gentlemen, this is if you traded, my example, 1 pair. You'd probably be trading 5 or 6 pairs. You could do a lot more. But if you did just 2 standard lots and made just 20 pips a day, you'd be generating an extra $8,000 a month. Okay? Now, at $8,000 a month, you can honestly stop working for your money and let your money work for you. Okay? Now, there's all kinds of, I've got questions coming in, which is great. You know, and Steve, I'd love to go into the specific details. If you want to put in your phone number, I or somebody from my team can follow up with you on that one. You know, this isn't me just telling you this, ladies and gentlemen. We've got real life people doing this. In the bottom left-hand side, you know, this is Trish. Look at this. Trish made 1,208 pips profit this week, 1,200 pips in a week. Ted in the top middle. In the British pound Aussie dollar, 2 positions, he is up 465 pips. That's just in 2 trades. And the top right, I really like this about Elizabeth. She joined, I'm going to read what she says. I joined MTI 10 months ago. I took 5 months. So she didn't do it day 1. I took 5 months to listen, learn, and trade small amounts. So she did probably like micro account or a mini account. For the past 5 months, I then broke through to consistent success using Josh's classes. He's an excellent teacher, making it very clear and never leaving a student behind. The first 2 months of 2017, FX book, that is the official, that is third-party verified. She made 4,250 pips in January and February. Now, I don't know how many lots she did, but if that's a standard lot, that's $42,000, okay? And what I like this, she said she couldn't believe her eyes. She's recouping losses from years of trading other systems and never quite getting it before, okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, is this starting to make sense for you? Give me a Y or yes if it's starting to make sense. And I see people said, yes, it is. How do I find out more details? I'm interested. For those of you, okay, for those of you that are seeing value in this program, okay, and you're interested in finding out what it takes to go to that next level, what I would ask you to do is go ahead and put your phone number in the chat box. Because then what's going to happen after that, either I or somebody from my team, one of our education specialists, we're going to follow up with you. And we're going to talk to you about what it means to be a student here and the whole process. Because we have something here called the Ultimate Traders Package. The Ultimate Traders Package. And let me go through what's all included in this. Is there anybody here that'd like to get this 60 days risk-free? If so, put in your name and number, and we'll show you how to get the 60 days absolutely risk-free. The first thing you're going to get is a live class. You're going to get a 2-day boot camp, and you can do it online or on site. We have this education about every 2 or 3 weeks. Our next one is coming up on May 12th. You get the online university, the foundation class that I showed you. But we're going to show you exactly how to do things. We're going to give you the ultimate charting software. Now, do you remember I said we're going to give it to you for 60 days? You can just try it out. That's all included on it, okay? We're going to show you how to use the system as well. We're going to give you automation tools. We're going to give you something called the Automation Trading Factory, where once you get up, you can back test things. You can trade things automatically. We're going to give you something called the Pro Traders Checklist, which I forgot to go through. Before you take a trade, you go through a checklist, just like a pilot does before they take off. We're going to give you a checklist to go through the trades. Every single day, is this robot trading discretionary? Oh, Tim's asking, is this automatic trading discretionary? You are always in full control of your trading. If you want to set something up to do an automatic trade for you, we can teach you how to do this. But again, you are always in full control of what you're doing. We're going to give you daily live webinars. Every day, we're calling out trades. Anybody like that thought about taking trades with us? Whatever we're doing, you can be able to copy. That's what we're going to do. Every week, you get a mentorship from the FX chief as well. Okay? Every week, the chief, the head guy, Jared, he's still active and busy with us. You're going to get a personal coach, somebody to walk through you, answer your questions. This is not a call center. This is a person dedicated to you. And the last item on here, it's so hard for me to explain. It's called Analyst on Demand. You have 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, access to a trading room where you can verify the trades that you're seeing, where to get in there. Now, to give you real life proof of what's going on, this is in real money trading accounts verified by third party. Our students have generated over 500,000 of real pips in real money trading accounts, trading a standard lot that's $5.3 million of profits in their trading accounts. Is there anybody here that wants to learn how to do this? If you want to learn how to do this and get 60 days risk-free how to do this, if you put in your phone number, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have somebody follow up with you and tell you how to do this. Now, our program, our training, our education also comes with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. It is a 60-day risk-free time period where you can get in the program. You get to kick the tires. You get to go through the entire education program before you really make that final decision. Now, in our education, I'm going to talk about the cost of the program. There are many components. We have to build this out. We have a staff of over 200 people that do the online training. They have the online support. We continue to work with the Ultimate Trading software. We have the Analyst on Demand. If you would price this all individually, the cost of the program would be about $14,000, okay? That's if you purchased all the components individually, but we are able to put it together. We package it together in something called the Ultimate Traders Package, okay? Now, the regular price, if you bought it a la carte again, it'd be $14,000. But by bundling it all together, we're actually able to put it together for the price of $7,995. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to go to our website, you want to go online, you want to pay for it in full right now, that is the price you're going to pay. I'm going to show you a price right now. Does everybody remember where I said we're celebrating our 23rd anniversary. I've never seen this offered before. I'm not exaggerating. I've never seen this before. But to commemorate our 23rd anniversary, we are just ending this week, today. This ends today. We are allowing we're allowing everyone on this webinar to get on board risk-free for $4,797. That's 40% off the regular price. Ladies and gentlemen, I have never seen this price this low before. Okay, and I also want you to know that on May 1st, in 3 days, the price of the program is going up to $9,995. Okay, so what I'd like you to do, it's very easy to get started. All you need to do is type in your telephone number in the question box to lock in this lower price. Now, if you've ever been looking at MTI in the past, or this is your first time, it doesn't matter. If there is even a 5% chance that you're thinking, boy, maybe I do this, maybe I don't, I'm not sure. If there's even a 5% chance, what I would recommend is to have that discussion with us. Lock in this lower price now by putting in your telephone number. You're going to be able to lock in the savings. You will not get this price again. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to be clear on this, okay? The biggest problem you're going to have is that you wish you had done this 6 months ago by getting started. Now, I'm starting to see it. So, Hazel, I've got your phone number. Thank you. Charlie, I've got your phone number. Thank you. Jill, I've got your phone number. Thank you. Gavin, I've got your phone number. Bill, you're ready to start. I've got your phone number. Good. Thank you. Alan, I've got your phone number. Thank you. Okay. Now, we have payment plans. We have a payment program where you can get into this with monthly payments as low as $249 per month. If you've been thinking about this, or you just saw this today for the first time, ask yourself, with what we showed you, with the tutelage, with the mentoring, and with everything else, could you generate that? I'm just telling you, I look at this, and I look at this as an absolute risk-free, because you get a 60-day money-back guarantee. Arabia, I've got you. Thank you so much. And on top of that, for everyone that enrolls today, I'm going to throw in a couple of bonuses. Okay? We're going to give you, still have time. We have a special session this afternoon with Tyson and Josh. They're going to be talking about today. You can jump on this. You can capitalize this. You can already be making pips. They're going to be doing a special session today at 2 p.m. about showing trades on the Brexit, where to get in, where to get out. So this is also bonus number one. Bonus number two, on top of all the other items, I'm going to give you something called the Ultimate Market Scanner. So you can take Fibonacci and you can take our scanner. You can find the best trades. This will scan every single possible trade out there. It will analyze them. It will manage them. And then it will pop up and show you the best trades that you can take. And then you can get in and execute them. When you use the Ultimate Market Scanner on top of the other strategies that we have, our students are finding a 70 to 90, probably a 70 to 85% success ratio in their hits. If you would like to have that kind of a double win where you have the best scanner finding the best trades, then you use the Fibonacci on top of that, it is a no-brainer. So we're going to throw this in. So everybody that enrolls in today, we're going to give it to you. If you're doing the payment plan, we're going to give it to you for a month. If you have the opportunity to do a one-time pay, a pay in full, we're going to give this to you for 3 full months. And on top of that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you another guarantee. People said, I don't think this works. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you a 2,000 pip money back guarantee, okay? Which says in the next 60 days, you trade with us, you follow us, you go through our program. If we don't show you 2,000 pips of pips in the live market, you get your money back. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know about you, but this is where MTI really is putting their money where their mouth is, and it's an incredible opportunity. So what you're doing is incredible. So Carrie, I've got your phone number. Thank you. Tom, I've got your phone number. Thank you. Angelica, I've got your phone number. You know, if you would, those of you, just put in bonus. I know we're going to annotate your thing, but in the question box, if you want these two bonuses that I just talked about, if you want the scanner and you want the class with Josh and Tynes, do me a favor, put in just bonus. I'll make sure that I annotate your file on that one. And we're going to give you the 2,000 pip guarantee. So good, I've got everybody put it in bonus. Now, so here's what you've got. You've got the complete program. You've got the boot camp, the education, the online trading webinars every single day to help you and support you, okay? Now, the charting software, remember before I said I was going to give it to you for 2 months? I'm going to give it to you for 6 months for free, no additional charge. That's included. You're going to get the daily webinars. Every day you get the live training, okay? In addition, we're going to give you that last chance bonus class. It's tomorrow. I apologize, I missed this. This afternoon. Yes, you're going to get the scanner. So France, if you put in bonus, you've got scanner there. We've got your file annotated. We're going to give you, it's right here. This is the ultimate market scanner. You enroll today. We're going to throw that in. I'm going to also give you that 60-day PIP guarantee. Ladies and gentlemen, you have a PIP guarantee. Guaranteed, we're going to show you 2,000 pips in the next 60 days or get your money back. And you have the regular 100% money back guarantee. And if you do a one-time payment, instead of doing the payment plan, if you have the ability to do a one-time payment, I'm going to give you an additional 6 months of charting software. That's another $1,500 value. So you will have charts for a full year at no additional cost, okay? That is now over $7,000 of sessions. Yeah, I've got Charlie asking if you enroll, you get all of this. Yes, you do. So Charlie, I've got your phone number. Thank you. Stephen, I've got your phone number as well. So what I'd like you to do, okay, everybody that's typed in their numbers so far, or if you're about to, okay, if you're thinking, if you are leaning towards doing a one-time payment, here's the advantages. You get a significant savings. You're getting over $3,000 off the regular price. In addition, you are getting a full year of charts. You're getting the scanner for 3 months. If you are leaning towards doing the option A, even if you're not 100% set yet, but if you're leaning towards the option A, do me a favor, put in your, when you put in your phone number, or if you've already put that, put confirm and option A. Put confirm and option A if you move forward. Now, by putting in your phone number, ladies and gentlemen, you are not guaranteed, you're not locked in, you're not saying you're going to do it. It means you're going to have a conversation with us. We're going to talk to you. We're going to answer your questions. We're going to find out your needs. We're going to find out your goals. And if it makes sense to go forward, we're going to give you that opportunity. We're going to lock in the lower price. If, however, you put in your phone number, you have a conversation with us, and it's not the time, it doesn't work out for you, it doesn't matter. You're not in. I want you to understand that you're not committing to anything except to have a conversation, and you are reserving this price. Does everybody like the thought of getting a lower price? By putting your phone number, we've got it annotated, you can do it. Now, if you are looking, if you move forward, if you think you're doing the payment plan, again, we have payment plans with as little as $249 per month. If you are leaning towards doing a payment plan, you can either put option B or just put B or payment plan in there. So put in confirm if you've already put in your phone number, or B. So here's, I've got Laverne with option B, Donnie, option B, Bernard. I've got you as option A. Marilyn, I've got you A or B. I'm looking at Rabia. I've got you as a B. Wilfred, could go either way, A or B. Okay, I definitely understand that one. Okay, so remember, if you do the pay in full, you get a full year of charting for free, no additional charge. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that are okay taking a little bit of action, okay, what's going to happen is when you put in your phone number, we're going to call you. If you get a phone call in the next, as soon as this webinar is done, we're going to start calling people. If you see a phone call coming in from area code 407, that's Florida, please, please, please do answer. We have a lot of people, I've been calling off names, we have a lot of people to call. But if you'd like to jump to the front of the list, if you'd like to front to the jump and lock in and get in that special session this afternoon, here's what I'm going to do. We realize that for people that are taking action, you make it easier for us. If you call us, it avoids us having to call you. So here's what I'm going to do. If you want to call us, we're going to allow you to jump to the front of the line. You're going to get all those bonuses. In addition, you're going to get an additional $500 off, and it's either option. So instead of the $4,797, it's $4,297. Ladies and gentlemen, you will never see the price that low ever again. This is our 23rd anniversary special. Trust me in this one. There's a strict limit of 5 people that can do this. What I'd like you to do is in the question box, just put in call in so I can annotate your file to make sure that we know that you're calling in to make sure you get that $500 off, okay? So I've got, okay, Amy, I've got you as calling in number 1. Guillermo, I've got you as call in number 2. So again, a strict limit of 5. If you're going to do it, please put in call in, and you can call in right now. And on these slides, you're going to see it. Now, for everybody that's getting started, I want you to understand our next class is coming up on May 12th, okay? May 12th. It's a limited seating. We still have a few seats. By enrolling today, you are going to get into that. And again, with the Ultimate Traders Package, you get all the education. You get the online training. You get the university. You get the 2-day boot camp. You're going to get the chief, and we're going to send you some alerts, okay? Anybody likes alerts, we're going to send that to you. We've got so many students that have told us so many great things. John right here, he's from Grapevine, Texas. He actually was able to triple his account in 6 weeks, and he did it because he was able to leverage the tools and the strategies at his disposal, okay? We've got all the software. We have the ultimate charting software. We have the automation trading factory, the scanner that we're giving you, the daily, the checklist, okay? In addition, you get the mentorship program. And the mentorship program, ladies and gentlemen, to me, that is what is important. We're gonna help you every single step of the way. It doesn't matter what your age is. John right here, he was 92 when he got started. So again, when you join, you're gonna get everything that's included in the Ultimate Traders Package. That's about a $14,000 value. With all the extras that we're doing, that's another $7,000. You're getting $20,000. Now today, only for people that are putting in their phone number now, we can lock in that lower price. That is $4,797. After today, or after May 1st, well, after today, it's going up to $79.95. May 1st, it's going up to $99.95. And what would Kevin Harrington do? Let me kind of share something with you. Kevin, you guys know Kevin. He's the one with the Shark Tank. He says investing in the Forex market is a fantastic way to increase your income and provide for yourself and your family and even your business. And unlike some of my investments, which can be hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars, you can get started in the Forex market very inexpensively. On our finance plan, ladies and gentlemen, this is ridiculous. You can get started with as little as $249 per month. You get the full package and all the extras. Okay, it is absolutely amazing what's going on. We have people telling us that this is just what they needed. They started generating more pips than ever. You again get the guarantees. You get the 2,000 pip guarantee. You get the 60-day 100% money back guarantee. So Arabia, I've got you calling in. Thank you. I've got number 3. Elsa, I've got you calling in. I think that's person number 4. Okay, now what I'd like to do is one last thing. Some of you, many people have said you're excited, you want to do this. Okay, and I'm guessing the only reason you're not, or the only thing that's stopping you, is probably the money. Is that fair to say? Yep, Bob. Yep, I hear you. What if I could give you the entire program, the full Ultimate Traders Package, the charting software, the support, the mentorship? What if there were a way where I could give it to you for free? Is there anybody here that now would take it for free? Here's what's going to go on. I've got a strict limit of 10. 10 of you are going to qualify for this. For anyone that's interested in qualifying, I don't know if you're going to qualify. We got to give you the details. But for the next 10 people that put in their name, their telephone number, and free in the question box, we're going to give you the opportunity to get this for free. Okay? We've only got a strict limit of 10, and that means the entire program. Okay, if there was ever a way to do it for free, I think, what do you mean? France, here's what I'm gonna do. There's a couple ways to qualify. Now, if you've already put in your phone number, we're gonna explain it to you anyway, okay? And Arabia, I think we've got your phone number. Do me a favor, just put in your phone number there as well. Amudu, we've got your phone number in there. Joseph, do me a favor. I see free. I don't know if we have your phone number. Please put in your phone number in there as well. Okay, so France, I've got you. So I'm only got 30 seconds, okay? We've got 30 more seconds left for you to do this. So in the chat box, please do me a favor. If you haven't yet done so, and you're interested in this whatsoever, put in your first name, your telephone number, and the word free, and we're gonna share with you how to do it. Some of you will qualify for it. It's an incredible opportunity. Regardless of which program you do, option A, option B, or free, this is going to turn your life around. For some of you that choose to take advantage to get started, it is an absolutely amazing opportunity. Now, I'm going to leave this slide up here. For those of you calling in, you hopefully see the phone number. Randall, I've got you for free. Joseph, I've got your phone number. David, I see you're in there. Okay, so we've got Mindy. Good. So I'm going to be signing off. I'm going to be sending this back over to Renee. But ladies and gentlemen, if you've got even a 5% chance of interest in this, my recommendation is put your phone number in the chat box. We can have that intelligent discussion with you to see if this makes sense. If you move forward, whether you qualify for the free or low price, it doesn't matter. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time today.